In Week 10 of its Going Deep series, CAA Football visits Williamsburg, where William & Mary seniors and high school teammates Bryan, Stinnie, and Quincey September have continued to forge a bond that began with two very different paths to the game of football.
When I was a youngster, I got into playing quite a few sports. I used to play cricket, rugby, basketball.
First sport I got introduced to was basketball because my father was a big-time basketball player, actually in the Hall of Fame at VCU for basketball. So I've been around basketball my entire life. I wanted to outdo him and kind of beat his records that he had at VCU by going to an even bigger school and playing basketball.
There was a program when I was in South Africa called Basketball Without Borders, and it recruits student athletes to who play basketball, and they connected me with St. Anne's Belfield, which is in Charlottesville, Virginia, my high school, and they told me about an opportunity to play there and to receive an education. So I jumped on it, and the rest is history, I guess.
You got the size, you got the height, you got the length to play football, and I was like, no, I'm basketball, I love playing basketball. And then one day I was just like, all right, I'll just give it a try and go out there and just see what it's like. It looks fun, it looks like something that maybe I could just enjoy and play for the rest of my high school career. And then I got out there and I ended up being able to pick it up pretty quickly, and it just took off after that.
He was really trying to get me to play it, but I'd always been intrigued by it. I saw it on TV a couple of times, but that was the most exposure that I ever got to it. I've never seen it live or being played by anyone. I mean, I played rugby, so I was kind of intrigued by football to begin with, so that's why I ended up playing.
Going into my junior year, when I really started focusing on football and saying, hey, maybe this can be the sport that'll take me to the next level, give me a ticket into college.
Well, I really liked playing basketball. It's kind of a reality check when I got older that I wasn't really as good as I thought I was. So transitioning into football wasn't that bad because I was because it was new to me. I was really intrigued by it. I was really interested by it. So I wanted to play it in the long run.
I had the privilege of working with the Hall of Fame NFL player, Howie Long, because I was with his sons went to school with me. Having an NFL Hall of Fame there, you kind of just figure out ways to pick up the fundamental aspect of it because you have someone so great teaching you the little things that help them succeed.
It was great, like learning from someone who was so knowledgeable about the game, being so new to it and so like unknowledgeable myself. It was a great asset to have someone like that.
The only thing that he's ever lacked was just natural football instincts. And growing up playing rugby, that was a skill. Even though he's a novice football player, he already had that skill about being physical and hitting people.
I think Bryan knew a lot about football even before he played it, because simple things he picks up pretty easily. And a basketball player, especially defensively in basketball, you got to move your feet and you got to stay low and you got to run, and all those things he does very well.
Our first interaction with each other was we actually played against each other. His school came over and my basketball team played against his school in the scrimmage.
And we played each other in the scrimmage, which we won, obviously. After that, I stayed, and our friendship grew from there. We played on the same basketball team, and I was in his advisory. So yeah, we saw each other basically every day, in school and out of school.
We both decided, okay, let's play football. We played football, and then we each got better at it. And once I had committed to come to William & Mary my senior year, or right before my senior year, Quincey was like, he was getting a lot of attention from schools like ODU and William & Mary as well before William & Mary decided to offer him. And once they offered him that, we realized that we were going to be together for another 5 years, and we decided we would just be roommates. And we've been roommates ever since, and our relationship has really grown. He's like a brother to me now.
It's two high school teammates. I think that Quincey being from South Africa, I think he spent a lot of time with Bryan, Stinnie, and his family. Holidays and things like that. More of a like brother relationship is what we see from the outside.
It seemed like every time Bryan would come down for a game, Quincey would tag along with him, and I really didn't know how close they were, but they've lived together their whole time here at William & Mary, and I think they really kind of rely on each other.
Coming into college, we've experienced a lot of stuff together. We've experienced ups and downs, and we've been through a lot of challenges together, which is I think has brought us closer together. We share a lot of stuff.
It's kind of crazy that it turned out that way, like us both playing the same, starting to play a new sport at the same time, and then it progressing to us being redshirt seniors now, still together playing the sport that we originally had no idea about.
You know, from the top down, is you're on a team, and that's your family, and we really want that to come across. It just so happens that he brought a family member with him.
Those guys are going to be guys you look back and say they were very, very integral parts of a very good defense.
They're a part of that senior class that's brought us back, and I think a lot of credit is owed to them, not just them, but the work that they've put in to get us back on top and get us competing for championships.
It's a story that probably has no end. We will never not talk to one another. Like, I know he's from South Africa and I'm from the States, but that bridge will never be broken or anything because we've developed such a great friendship with each other.
I haven't really thought about it ending, you know. It's going to be kind of weird next year not being in the exact same setting as we have for 8 years, but you know, our friendship has developed over 8 years, and I feel like it's going to do the same thing once we leave William & Mary.
Stinnie and September's journeys to football, while different, have allowed them to find a similar appreciation for a sport they have both come to love, and one that has brought them together as brothers. Visit cafootball.com and cafootball.wordpress.com for upcoming Going Deep features and other on-campus coverage, which the league will present as it visits all 11 conference schools this fall.